All right. We'll see if we get some people gonna chat. Live stream chat. All right. Looks like we're live on YouTube. Let me check.
How you holding it?
Oh, good. I slept in, so I still got a lot of work to do, but I'll get it done.
Good.
That's life, right?
That's
Let's
life,
see.
man. I was at work at 10 o'clock this morning.
I was sleeping. All right. Looks like we are live on the YouTube.
Hi, everybody on the YouTubes. If you're actually watching, if there's anybody at 1 o'clock on a
Yep. And
Saturday night watching
I
us.
think we're on the Twitch. Let me check. That's been my hardest thing because it's only like you can only see it while you're live, so we can only watch it while we're doing it. So that makes no sense.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going on over there. It says we're offline. I wonder why. But it also says we're live. No clue. No clue. Oh, okay. We'll read the chats as when we're on, when we're actually doing it.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
just
So I'm
going
going to
through the
close
rundown one
this.
more time.
Closing this. People staying up late for us. We really appreciate that. All right. Got our notes. So, not taking the shirt off.
I'm not taking the shirt off now.
Okay.
No,
You got any kind of bathing suit?
I'm a never nude. Yeah, I have a bathing suit.
You're
It's in a
never
drawer.
nude.
It's a drawer. It's in a drawer inside.
You're,
It's-
you're never nude.
I'm a never nude. Just call me
You're going to
Tobias.
turn blue at some point?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep. Oh. What was the guy's name? Not him. But but there we
Who?
go. We got some colors going on. The guy. We'll save it for the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. I'm not doing smoke because I'm having trouble breathing with all this
Yeah, I don't know
fog
why
lately.
you
It's a
feel
lot
the
of
need to
fog. I'm
do
trying to get the
fog.
lasers. Trying to get the lasers to show up. You know, freaking laser beams like an alien at the beginning. Aliens.
That's gonna
Oh well.
just ruin your eyes. That's gonna give people
Yeah, it made me
seizures.
blind in this eye right now, and I
Right,
can't. So
right.
I can't. Yeah.
We're gonna have
So
seizures, and we're gonna have, it's gonna be pretty bad.
yeah. Okay. You ready?
Oh no, I'm
No.
rubbing my
Okay.
eyes. No, I'm not ready.
Okay.
It's
Drink
1
some
o'clock in the
coffee. Drink some
morning.
coffee.
It's giving me
Only
heartburn.
only in this time zone.
It's giving me heartburn.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It works both ways, right?
No more
Country and
martinis.
western. Let me record this. Okay. That's for the sync later, so you get it in full HDR 4K.
The kitchen sink.
Which camera you got now, Chris? Is this the
No,
4K or the?
the dispatch. It's
Okay.
the wabba wabba wabba. I keep
Wobble
meaning to
wobble wobble.
change it, and then I don't because I'm cooking all day. But let's start the recording.
No worries. Okay. Hello, Trek Explorers, and welcome back to Trek Exploration. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm a little weary. We just came off a 3 hour jaunt over at the Quantum Leap podcast, a live
3 hour
reading,
live stream.
3 hour live stream reading my Quantum Leap novel Foreknowledge for the benefit of our dear departed friend Matt Dale, who's right behind me. You can see his picture there, where Foreknowledge usually
Yes.
sits. Yeah. So we've been
It
doing
is the month of Matt.
Month of Matt series of live readings from my book to commemorate Matt's memory, hopefully raise some money for his family for the holidays that are coming up, for his partner and his son who he left behind. And yeah, go over to the Quantum Leap Podcast YouTube channel to check all of that out. We're doing one more live reading of Foreknowledge next Friday. For all of you that might be watching this, go and watch that next Friday night. Normally we
Because
do
you
it
have opera
Saturday,
Saturday.
but I have an opera Saturday, yes. So
You have an opera Saturday. Is that going to be a televised one or no?
I don't know. It's a matinee, so
Or
it might
Fathom
be.
events?
Yeah, it
Fathom
might be
events are
Fathom
usually
events.
matinees.
Yeah, and it's one of the few matinees that I'm seeing. And I feel like I just saw another matinee. What was it? It was also televised. Oh, it was Tales of Hoffman, which is one of my favorite operas of all time. It was
Never
so
saw it.
good,
Okay.
so good, so
I
good.
wanted to go to the last one that you went to because I thought that'd be cool just to
That
get out
was
and talk about it.
yeah,
But
that
that's when
was
I was getting sick.
yeah, yeah. So that was Tales of Hoffman. My friend
Oh.
Virginia, who lives in Texas, went to see the Fathom events of that one,
Hmm.
and we were talking about it. The thing is, when you're in the Met, the Wi-Fi sucks, so you have to kind of step out. And then my phone sucks; it like runs out of battery now. There's like a slight breeze, so yeah. Even if you wanted to see it, I wouldn't be able to get in touch with you because my phone is dead.
I remember
So
walking around New York trying to find a charger and a cord and
yeah,
all
I
these
still
things.
got But what did I spend like $75 in a freaking 7-Eleven right by the seaport when we got off the
Yeah.
Circle line. Yeah.
Yep. And
So
we were
yeah,
trying to use like induction charging and it wasn't working for some reason.
yeah. No, because it's my phone probably. That's why.
Oh,
So
yeah. Rennie did the thing where she just looked at it and like, it doesn't work because she's always had induction charging, I guess. I have no idea. We are live and we are talking about Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 5, Starbase 80 and
80.
80. And we have some people watching us live interacting in the chat. We have the
Hey,
omnipotent Willard.
our lifetime member,
Uh,
Omnipotent Willard.
Lifetime member live here. Linda says hi.
Hi,
Yay,
Linda.
Cadet.
Listen,
Listen, Linda.
Linda.
Hello, Cadet. How
Woohoo!
you doing?
I don't know, you guys.
Uh,
We're not worth staying up this late for.
we appreciate you. I'm Omnipotent Willard. Must be a character thing. He's got his name straightened out now. He is always and forever the Omnipotent Willard.
Always and forever, not an Akamarian.
Willard
I
drinks
drink,
coffee all day.
I drink
I've been
two
doing
cups in the
tea.
morning, and I usually drink 1 to 2 cups after dinner. But this is we have an espresso maker. We got it
Oh,
on a
that's nice.
whim after we had stayed in a hotel. It was when we used to go to Cancun a lot. The place that we
You
stayed in had
bougie.
well, they had an nah. That's like an all inclusive. Like it's great. Come on.
Cancun, everybody.
You know, Cancun. Everybody goes to Cancun. You,
Everybody goes
you
to
go there
Cancun.
when you don't care where you're gonna go.
When you how are you dressed? Yep.
What this? I wear
This whole
when I
thing,
don't
I only wear this when I don't care how I
how I
dress.
look. Thank you, Violet.
Yeah,
Violet.
how I look. Violet. Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
Violet Bick.
I just combined two movies. Yes, I did.
So anyway, yeah. So this is an espresso, and it's a little bit stronger, and it's on top of a whole thing of water. I sometimes find when I drink too much water, believe it or not, water can give
Water.
me heartburn. I
Water.
don't I don't know why, I don't know how, but that's just my weird body. I get heartburn at the drop of a hat.
If I have too much, I get the same thing. I get kind of nauseous, so I got to put stuff in it. I don't know why. So I'm drinking from the Wicked glass tonight. The earlier stream, I had the
Ah.
Gilmore Girls mug, but you remember?
Yeah, you kept on holding that up and I didn't know what the hell it was.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
from
still
Wicked
don't.
on Broadway.
No, not
Wicked
Wicked.
on
I meant
Broadway.
the mug. The mug.
Oh, Gilmore Girls.
The mug, you mug.
The mug, you mug.
Oh yeah,
Gilmore
I
Girls.
don't know Gilmore Girls.
You don't know Gilmore Girls?
No, because I'm a heterosexual male.
Oh well, sorry, but watch it. Watch it. There is a reason for heterosexual males to watch it. Hot chicks.
Yeah, no, I know.
Hot
I'm
chicks.
teasing. I'm teasing. That was
Okay.
insensitive of me. I'm gonna get canceled now. Nobody cancel
Well,
me,
it's
please.
okay. I'll bring it back. Not so late in the West Coast. Oh,
We can
that's
do-
right.
can
Linda's
do
a
the
West
reboot.
Coaster. Yeah, the reboot's good, but yeah, I love. Might go through Gilmore Girls one more time. So I got the
Cool, cool,
mugs, and it's very cool.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I mean,
Oh, I didn't tell you. I was going to talk about it a little bit last week, but I didn't get time. I took Rennie to see Chicago live
oh,
this past
how
week.
how was that?
Oh, it was great. It was so good. It's probably the best one I saw live. Third time live, I saw it. Rennie's second time live, but it was just so good. And we were in front row. We weren't quite in the center because we got our tickets late, but we were to one side, but still, it was great.
What?
Have you ever
What?
seen Chicago live?
No, it's a musical. Of course, I haven't. But you said you've seen it 3 times. This same production 3 times, or you've seen three
No.
separate productions?
3 separate productions, and
Gotcha.
usually the traveling troops. And once was a community theater, which, if you've ever seen Chicago live, there's no sets. It's like theater of the imagination. It's a Bob Fosse thing. It's
Uh,
just women dancing around their underwear. Usually there's some chairs, some canes, some hats. One production I saw had the actual jail cell bars, but the other two didn't.
so
But
it's the cheapest of cheap cabaret.
yeah, they could put it on anywhere, and it could be just as good. It depends on who's doing it, not like what the venue is.
So I haven't seen Chicago live, but I have seen Chicago live because I've been to Chicago while I was alive.
The
So
band.
yeah, no. I mean the city, the
Oh,
city,
you went and saw that big chrome peanut. What do they call that thing?
the Bean, the Bean,
The
the Bean. I
Bean.
I
That's
got all
it.
the way to Chicago and the Bean was closed. It literally was behind fences. They were cleaning it.
So you've
So
never walked up to it and flicked it?
no,
I
no,
hear
I
you're
can't
supposed to
flick.
flick the bean.
Can't flick that bean. No, I couldn't. There were construction workers all around with heavy machinery, and they were having none of it. But I did get a couple of really good pictures. So
Did you go to the fountain from Married with Children?
no, I didn't even know that was in Chicago.
I think so. I think it's right next to that. I'm not sure. Somebody from Chicago let us
Well,
know.
then maybe I
The
saw it.
Bears.
I didn't realize it.
The
Could be.
Bulls.
Could be, right?
Yeah, you
Could
got to
be.
go
I
to movie
didn't- I
locations
didn't
and
know what
stuff.
was what.
So yeah,
So,
Chicago was
but I
great.
have the
And now,
Chicago. As a matter of fact, you want to talk movie locations? Like here, look at my phone.
have you seen the movie Chicago at least?
Well, no.
I think that's better than live.
But look,
What?
see, I turned the corner from my hotel, and there's the
Uh-huh.
sign, like that
Yeah.
famous Chicago sign. It's like right there. Like when you walk around Manhattan, you know, it can be you can miss stuff easily, and it can be tough to find stuff. I walk out of my hotel, I make a random left, and there's that famous Chicago sign that you see in every movie for that theater. And I was like, oh my
Yep.
God,
Yep.
this is amazing. You know, Chicago,
Oh, and
by
you
the
didn't go
way,
see Chicago in Chicago.
fantastic city. One of the best cities I've ever visited. I loved it. I'd go back in a heartbeat. So I recommend everybody go to Chicago.
It's still on my list. Me and Rennie to go to Chicago once because we want to see Chicago in Chicago.
Yeah, I tried to find a couple of Blues Brothers locations. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
That would've
those
been
were
cool.
within walking distance of my hotel. I didn't go to the Honorable Richard J. Daley Plaza though.
I'm a recent convert to the Blues Brothers. I don't know why it took me most of my life, but I just recently watched it for the first time, and I loved it.
It's a big tent, and we welcome you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We are talking about season 5, episode 5 of Star Trek Lower Decks, Starbase 80. Original air
Starbase
date
80.
November 14th. It's November 14th already. It's got to be a little bit past November 14th.
So yeah, but the original air date was November.
Wow,
14th.
it's November 14th. But I'm thinking
Today
Thanksgiving is coming.
It's now the 17th because the
Holy
clock has
crap.
passed. The clock has passed
17th.
over.
Couple days, I take Rennie to see Wicked in IMAX. I got pre-exclusive, pre-screening IMAX tickets for it.
You enjoy that.
Oh yeah, love Wicked. Written by Mae Darman and directed by Bob Suarez. Did I get that right? Suarez. Yeah, I got Rennie the leather jacket. I got her the shoes. I got her the T-shirt. I got her the backpack. So she's going to be very wicked when we go see Wicked.
Okay, so
Can you read?
can we
the
call you
episode-
Chad?
Chad hooked me up. Can you
awesome.
read the episode synopsis for Starbase 80? While I eat this
Sure.
corn dog.
Starbase.
Thank you,
80.
Chad.
Make sure to chew really loud as I'm reading, okay? Fresh off a mission doing sciencey stuff on a water planet, Mariner finds herself genuinely enjoying her Starfleet duties. But the Core 4 are called to the bridge for a red alert. Turns out the navigation processor is on the fritz, spitting out random coordinates, and the whales and cetacean ops can't safely guide the ship because you apparently need functioning whales for safe warp travel now. The nearest place to get the spare parts necessary for repairs, besides the replicator, I guess, is the dreaded Starbase 80. This freaks Mariner out as it was the scene of her exile from the Cerritos a while back. Captain Freeman is also freaked out because this is where the slightly alternate universe version of herself wound up on the other side of that rift. Remember that rift in episode 1? Their fears seem confirmed, as they must first bypass the station's unsafe transporters and goop up with biogel in the decon chamber a la Enterprise before entering the dilapidated denobulin lice-infested station. Waiting to greet them, however, is the station's chipper diplomatic liaison, Cassia Knotts. Cassia seems unperturbed by the station's plethora of technical problems. Plethora of technical problems. It looks good when I write it. Hard to read it. Plethora of technical problems. Most systems haven't been updated since the 2250s, and promises that they have the part the Cerritos needs, but they would like some help fixing things up. Apparently, Starfleet has all but forgotten about the station, leaving the personnel up to their own devices. Mariner insists the Starbase is cursed, a belief which seems to be borne out by a sudden outbreak of a mysterious illness that begins to turn the Cerritos crew into mindless zombies with glowing green eyes. Now Mariner must conquer her inner demon. Now Mariner must conquer her inner demons and work with Cassia and the rest of the station personnel to save her infected crew. This time, for the first time on Star Trek Lower Decks.
Wow. Great synopsis. As always, Christopher DeFilippis. First impressions. Well, I'll let you go first, because I know you're a downer, so I got to bring it back up.
Guess what? You're going to have
What?
to take yourself higher, because this was a fan bleeping tastic episode of Lower Decks.
Woo!
This might
Yay!
be first impressions. This might be my favorite episode of Lower Decks to date.
I love it. I love it. Does it have something to do with maybe original series, maybe Enterprise?
No, all that is fantastic. I'm not going to say that that didn't help, but I genuinely like the story and the characters and the setting in this one. How about you? What are your first impressions?
You saying I chew loud?
Oh, those are your first impressions. There you go.
No,
does that have chunky sauce? Is what I want to know.
No, I couldn't find the chunky sauce. I ordered Walmart delivery tonight, and they had no chunky sauce. I'm thinking that's something like chili, maybe.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know. Ooh, dip
Sam
these in chili. That would be
Walton.
good. Everybody, hold on for 20 minutes. No wait.
Everyone, hold on.
I'll
for dear
try
life.
this.
Come
First impressions. I
on.
really liked it. It was a good little mystery. Only one little thing bumped me. The rest was just pure joy and enjoyment and funny. And I liked the stunt casting, and it was just fun to see like what we would have seen if it was like original series done Lower Deck style and different things like that. So I like it.
I think there was original series Lower Deck style. I think it was an amalgam of everything of not everything, but an amalgam of a great many things that I love about Star Trek franchise-wide, not just TOS. But before we goop on the decon gel, I'm going to let you finish that dog, and I'm going to tell people how to find us and tell us what they think about this episode. Please,
please.
go to patreon.com. And that's patreon.com/Trexploration. You can find all of our posts there, and you can join our community of intrepid Trexplorers. You don't have to pay to become a member of the community, but we sure would appreciate it. There are many tiers that you can join at, including a ludicrous $1,000 a month tier. Don't subscribe to that tier.
Do not do it.
And I'll tell you what.
Even though you get a free T-shirt and mug with it,
just subscribe.
Just don't do it.
Tier. Yeah, they're made out of sterling silver. You can find us here on YouTube, youtube.com/@Trexploration, where you can comment down below in the comment section. You can follow us on Instagram @TrexplorationPod. You can. Are we off X? Did we delete that?
We're not off of it, but I don't think we're promoting it right now just for reasons.
Just reasons. Okay, so once again, that's Instagram @Trexploration.com. At TrexplorationPod, rather. I was also busy reading the email address, TrexplorationPod@gmail.com. Send us an email there, TrexplorationPod@gmail.com. You can get us on the phone, get us on the blower. Just don't get infected. 707-847-6682. That's 707-847-6682.
I found the 47. It's in our phone number.
There we go. And
I did it on purpose.
We can do a P.O. Box, too. You can do P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. You know what I did earlier today, Albie? Or I'm sorry.
What did you do?
Sometime yesterday, about 12 hours ago. I went to the PO
We're on
box.
West Coast time here.
I went to the
You want the PO box?
and
Let me find
I put my key in there with such anticipation. And I turn it and I open it up, and lo and behold, it's empty. So that's PO Box
Oh.
542, Bayport, New York 11705. Help me tell a better story next time. Sends us something. You can also find us on Twitch, apparently, where we can pretend to play video games, and we
Yep.
also have a new website now. Albie, tell us about that. I know you've been working feverishly.
Trexploration.com.
So I have a thing here.
We're doing
saying
a
it's-
soft rollout right now. And it
Uh-huh.
works in some places, other places it doesn't. The not dynamic, the something name server, the DNS, it used to be dynamic when we had a server at our house, but now it's out there in the interwebs. The DNS has to be updated around the world, so it might take up to 72 hours for you.
Oh, okay. So,
But we're just rolling it out.
What is the website? It's trexploration.com.
Trexploration.com.
And it's part of the Barren Space network family.
Not technically.
Website. Oh, it's not.
It's not owned by Barren Space at all. It's a separate entity.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
that means we're finally free of the shackles of Barren Space at last.
The shackles of me. Linda says, thanks for the synopsis. Hold on, let me get this on there.
Well, isn't that nice? Because we were just about to thank Linda. So thanks for the synopsis. I didn't catch why the whales were on board. I just recently watched the TNG episode where the Enterprise agreed to lower their warp drive because it was destroying a planet. Okay.
Ah, yes. That was a good one that they promptly ignore moving forward.
Right, and I thought it was also destroying the fabric of space itself.
Yeah.
But
So they were like,
ignore that
oh,
as
speed
well.
limit. And then they were like, well, this time we can change it. This time we can change it. 3 episodes later, they forgot about it.
Yep, because it's too limiting.
Yeah,
So,
it
but
was
thank you,
environmental
Linda, for supporting us at the cadet level. Linda is a cadet. We are also thankful for our Lieutenant Commander, Scott Seligman, and Cosplay Dad, and our illustrious captain, Captain Charles from Texas. We also want to shout out our lifetime member, part of the Q Continuum, Willard. Is it the omnipotent?
The omnipotent Willard.
Willard, the omnipotent Willard. Thank you, Willard, for becoming a lifetime member. If you want to know more about those tiers and what you can do, it's patreon.com/Trexploration. You can also email us about becoming part of the Q Continuum. So,
Yes.
and you too.
It gives you
can be
unlimited ultimate power and unlimited knowledge.
omnipotence.
Asterisk
like
not guaranteed.
Willard. And we want to thank our free patrons as well. Anybody who's over subscribing
Absolutely.
here on the YouTubes or over there on the Patreon sites or both. We want to hear from you as well. Send us your photos for the credits. Albie puts all that stuff together. So
Yes, please send us your photos. Linda, we did film a game and we did have Serenity, and we were going to have her open it on that game stream. But much like when I go grocery shopping for one thing, I come back with everything but that one thing. So as soon as I hit stop on the record, I looked over and the envelope was right there that we were going to open. And I was like, So soon. Next Serenity stream that we do.
we do know that it was received.
Yes, I have it.
I have it. You have the sickness.
It's with the packages. I have it.
Okay.
I have it. Somewhere.
But you have it. But Albie, do
have
you
it.
have it?
I have it. I got it. I
Tell
got the Starbase 80 disease.
Tell everybody listening at home what you're wearing.
Oh, I'm I'm wearing my skin suit, my suit that I like, my bathing suit. I was always a fat kid, kind of like Kevin Smith. Well, I wasn't always. Once I started steroids when I was like 9 or so, I just blew up, and then I never stopped eating. And so I was always needing a T-shirt in the pool, because I didn't want my jugs hanging out or my gut. And then, I went to these places where like, sorry, you can't wear a T-shirt in the pool. They had some kind of weird rule back then. So they would like point at me and go, fat kid or something. So then I ended up finding a wrestling singlet, like the amateur wrestlers wear. A one-piece. So I used that for a one-piece bathing suit.
That seems
They couldn't tell me to take my shirt off because then I'd be naked.
Oh my God.
Right? So, a fat kid got to do what a fat kid got to do. And then eventually, with the power of the Amazon, you can look for anything. So then I found these. So I have 2 of these, a yellow and a black one. and just a plain black one, and then Serenity's got some pink and black ones because the sun likes to just burn her and turn her bright red for some reason. So
Hey,
these are
Serenity
like
and I, we have that in
UV.
common. I mean, that's why I wore a
Yeah,
t-shirt in the pool because I literally would get like sun poisoning, like blisters on my back. I got burned so
exactly.
bad. I was really, really sensitive.
If she doesn't reapply like what is that called, sunscreen, like every hour, I get phone calls. So I mean, it's bad. She got a sunburn inside once. So
I got a bounce burn once. I was outside in the shade and I still got
uh-huh.
sunburn, and we deduced that it was bouncing off the patio and still hitting me somehow.
Yeah,
So
and it'll do it here. Well, Florida, everywhere you go. So even when we just go out for a walk, she's got to like slather up all that stuff. It's crazy. Just like that biogel. Ooh, we got a thing from the Omnipotent Willard, Trexploration.com, loaded up for me here in Arizona.
all
Awesome.
right,
So
so
it is
now we
kind of
know.
working. All
Arizona,
right.
where you also are in danger of that merciless sun.
Yes. That's where the mailboxes are melting and the blinds are melting.
I just got to think it's probably even worse because there is no moisture in the air to diffuse it at all. It's just the crucible,
I've
twenty-four
never been to
seven.
Arizona. I'd probably drink iced tea in Arizona. Right? That's
That's
me.
not
I
original.
drink something. No, I drink something wherever it is, right? Manhattan in Manhattan.
Mezcal.
Long,
You drink
Long Island
mezcal in
iced tea in
Arizona.
Long Island.
You take peyote.
Yeah.
You throw up in the peyote tent. Anyway,
Oh, maybe.
I hear
Have you
that's
done
what
that
you
yet?
do in Arizona.
I haven't been there yet. I haven't been to Arizona.
No, no, I'm still working on my alcoholism before I move over to the harder stuff.
All right. Yeah, I don't know ayahuasca. I just see these things in movies. I have no idea about
Yeah,
anything.
exactly, exactly. I don't
I'm
know.
sticking to the unsweet tea with a little bit of lemon. All
Like it.
right. So, do we have any feedback?
No, I haven't. I wasn't able to find any. Although I didn't check our Insta feed, and I didn't check our what shall remain nameless feed. But I didn't see any. I didn't see any emails that I can recall. I did put this rundown together in the last 30 minutes, pretty slapdash
Yeah,
though. So
we
anybody
were
out there,
doing
if
the
I
month of
missed,
Matt.
yeah, if I missed your feedback for this show, we'll get it on the next show. I'm sorry. It's just that it literally has been a whirlwind of a day, and I didn't have time to work on the rundown prior to going live with the match show as I wanted to because making dinner just took a little longer, and sometimes that
It looks
happens, and it's
good. What was
okay.
that? Some kind of soup? Was it plomeek soup or plain
Flameek
hot
soup.
chicken soup?
It was
Plomeek?
plain hot chicken soup.
It looked good. Whatever it was from scratch. Literally, it just looked like a whole bunch of root vegetables.
That's exactly what it was. It was
Mm.
I because I had them. I have a basic recipe for cream soup where you just add any vegetable and you make it. And we have from we go to a farm. I think we've mentioned this on the show before, but we have like this farm pickup that we do, and it's the season of roots and squash.
Mm.
So I had three honey squash, and so I cut those up, and then I had a giant yam. I still have like two of those left, and then I took some carrots because a lot of carrots. So I took three big carrots and I chopped all of those up, and I made the soup out of that. And I realized that the recipe that I have only calls for like a pound and a half, and I cut up at least 3 pounds, if not more. So I made
Wow.
like almost like a double 2.5 batch of this soup. So now I got plenty in the freezer. But yeah, it's this nice
Mm.
orange color. Next time I'll add a little less cream. I think I put a little
Dry
bit more
dry ice. I'm just saying.
dry ice in what? In my plomeek soup?
Well, that way it'll survive till it gets here.
Oh, so you want to? You were worried that the turnips that I roasted earlier today were too sugary. Imagine eating
Too
this.
sugary.
This,
Yeah,
I think,
maybe,
would
but
be too sugary.
I can eat the squash. I believe, right? I think so. It's not a starchy vegetable.
Yeah, but
Not sure.
okay. But it's sweet. That's when I was thinking
Sweet.
sweet.
Was there a lot of
So
sugar in it? I don't know. Just naturally sweet.
I'm naturally sweet, that kind of thing.
Okay.
They do
Okay.
tell you to put a teaspoon of sugar in the, or half a teaspoon. I put a full teaspoon because it was double batch. Anyway, so that's my boring cooking story for today. I cooked two
All right.
things, and now we're talking about Star Trek. See how life
I
is?
do remember Linda's feedback from the last episode is that she did catch up with
Yep.
Lower Decks, so she's on
So,
board with us. That's a great weekend right there.
and the omnipotent Willard promises once again that he is going to send something to the P.O. box. So,
Woo!
so it's something he ordered, and then he's going to send. So thank you, Willard. That is
Thank
extremely
you.
generous of you. We look forward
Appreciate
to
it.
it. Yeah,
That'll
the
be
good
fun.
thing is
Maybe we'll have a double unboxing.
I
An
get to
omnipotent
keep it.
Willard and Linda unboxing. Listen, Linda
That's right.
unboxing.
There we go. I get to keep it because
All
it's
right.
the PO box in my neck of the woods.
I like it. Yeah, your region of the country.
Yes.
All right.
So
So we are talking about Starbase 80.
Starbase 80. Now,
What do you want to talk about first? It was
well,
a
of
fun thing to talk
all,
about.
yeah, all the things that you were expecting in this
Yeah.
episode, like I didn't know what it was going to be about, but it completely subverted all of whatever expectations I think I might have had, because I was just waiting for. I don't know what I was waiting for, but it certainly wasn't this. This to me almost seemed like a backdoor pilot. This could have been the Gary Seven episode of
Right?
Lower Decks, because everybody on the guest cast, I guess you would call it here, was
Yeah.
just like fleshed out so nicely, and it was
Yeah.
they were fun and funny, and I really did not. I do not expect this level of competence from Lower Decks ever, really. So, I mean, how did you, as this milieu unfolded, what was going through your mind?
I enjoyed the characters, the new characters, and like you said, they were fully fleshed out, and so was the environment. Like it could have been a backdoor pilot. Now that you said that, because so many backgrounds and sets were virtually made, and characters, and we had who did we have as Cassia Knox? We had Nicole Byer and Harrison Hornsberry. No, wait, Mackler, Gene Jacoby. That's what it was. Stephen Root.
That was
Oh my
Stephen Root.
goodness!
Yep.
As soon as he spoke, I knew who he was.
Right.
I'm going to burn the building down, like from Office Space and all this other cool stuff. And I was
Mhm.
like, wow, this is so cool that he gets these people on there. So, yeah, it was great. I just
I thought
enjoyed it all the way
Nicole
through,
Byer
top to
was
bottom.
Nicole Byer was fantastic. I thought that she was
Yeah.
really sweet and funny, and I really enjoyed the character of Cassia.
Yeah.
So I think
Do
that
we know what she's from? She's done? I don't know, but I like her. So I'm
I
gonna
looked her up.
look
She's a
into that.
comedian. She's a comedian. Apparently, she has a pretty popular cooking show on Netflix. But I was I was thinking, oh, if I see her, I'll probably
Oh,
know her in something. But I've never
yeah.
seen her before, or if I have, I don't remember her.
Pardon me while I Google.
But she's
What?
talented and
Vamp
she's
while I
funny.
Google.
And Cassia is was a very sweet character. I mean, like a lot of heart. So
Oh, I love her.
okay,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, I haven't seen her, but is it like she does a competition show, right?
Yeah, Nailed It. Me and Rennie have seen every episode of Nailed It, where they just give inept cooks like very or bakers very difficult tasks, and they fail gloriously,
All
and
right,
then they go,
so
"Nailed it."
maybe it's a good thing that we were talking about cooking. It all dovetails in nicely, right?
Yeah, and I've seen some of her other stuff, and Rennie just loves her, and I think she's great. So wow, had no idea it was her. So maybe that's why I had a crush on her. I already liked her voice.
Well, there you go. Now, there's one thing I was looking through the cast list, and
Mhm.
I've seen the episode twice now, so I remember that Jakubowski was there, Stephen Root. I remember
Mhm.
Harrison Horseberry, played by Liam McIntyre. There's something wrong with your doctor. I know. He's British. But then
That
they're
was
saying
funny.
there's a character here that I don't remember, Oscar Montoya as Mackler, and that's not
Mackler.
the
A whale? Was that a whale?
maybe that was one of the whales. Or was
Pardon me
that
while I
the
Google.
omnipotent thing? Was that the alien? No, the alien was Clem.
Oh, maybe it was Clem. Is it Clem?
No, because it says as Mackler.
No, Mackler.
I'm trying to remember who Mackler was, and they don't. The guy who played the corn dog guy is an uncredited actor.
Oh, but he was one of the best parts of the show.
I know. So
He
anyway,
got to live again. He hooked me up, by the
so
way. I got a bunch of these.
somebody who's watching. Oh my God, you're gonna go into a coma.
No,
You
I
gotta
let my blood
stop.
sugar get low on purpose so I could eat them.
I mean, those are covered in sugar. That's all they are.
Yeah, it's these are actually good. I usually eat the vegan ones when I do eat them because Rennie, it's just easier to make them all vegan, and they taste like bubble gum that's been baked on the inside. Not good.
NG,
These are
no
100%
bueno.
beef. These are amazing.
I love
Amazing.
hot dogs, dude. 100% beef hot
Yeah,
dogs. You had me at 100% beef.
it's really good.
So yeah, if anybody in the chat can remind me who Mackler was, I just
Yeah,
don't.
somebody
I
find
can't.
out. Get our crack research team on it.
It's not that important.
Omnipotent Willard says, "Great Walking Dead homage with Corn Dog Man's sacrifice." Yeah, I could see that. I only watched the first two seasons of Walking Dead because I had to for my job, but then I didn't watch after that.
I stuck with it for as long as I could. I even watched the Maggie Negan series because I like Maggie and I like Negan, and I was starting to watch the Daryl Dixon series where he's in France or something. I
You
got
come
as
from
far as
France.
like 2 episodes in that, and then I kind of fell off of it. Kind of like Walking Dead. I fell off it for years, and then I got back on, and then I fell back off, and anyway. So I don't
Last thing
even
I
remember
remember is
Corn Dog Man.
they were eating people that were still alive, so they weren't zombies yet or something. I forget. It was weird. I was like, I think I'm good. I like zombie movies. 28 Years Later is coming out. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because they had 28 days, 28 weeks, now 28
Hmm.
years. And it's been about that long anyway, so maybe they
Pretty
planned
much,
it.
yeah. It's like
So,
we're
and
living it.
I'm excited to watch all the Resident Evils again because I got the 3D TV now, the projector. So, going to watch those in 3D. That'll
I
be
don't
fun.
believe I've seen
Mila
any of
Jovovich in
those.
3D. Oh, they're worth a watch.
That's Mila
I've seen
Jovovich,
every
right?
episode of every series. Whoa, nice. Omnipotent Willard. Very
All
cool.
right, so then you found a lot to discover in this episode because it was Easter eggs galore.
So
I wrote
maybe a
down as
fan.
many as I could find just in that little shop that Tendy went into.
Oh, yeah. Talk to me about it.
Well, obviously, for whatever reason, and I think it's just for fan wank reasons, both
I love
Jakubowski
those.
and Kasia are wearing Enterprise style jumpsuits. I don't know why.
Loved it.
Does anyone know why? Like they don't.
Uh,
I know they
my
don't have
guess is that
replicators. They said they didn't have
right, the
replicators.
replicators they don't have, and they don't have communicators, and they're just have the uniforms of long dead crewmen or something. So
Yeah.
they're just like making do with what they have, which I love.
So
It
I know
reminded
that.
me.
Go.
It reminded me a cross between like maybe the beginning of DS9 where everything's just trashed,
Hmm.
and a little bit of Babylon 5 because the whole like promenade or a- area with the chunky sauce. It just reminded me of like especially with the other people that half own it and they're like violent criminals, but not really.
The
Uh,
Akamarians is who they
Thank
are.
you. And it just reminded me of Babylon 5 a little bit. So I
Where
was
where
really digging the vibe.
where have we seen Akamarians before? I don't remember them at all. Is it a Voyager thing or no? It
Me
couldn't be
neither.
because they're not in the Delta Quadrant. So
I'm drawing a blank. There's only so
okay.
much that can fit in this brain.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out at some point in the
Yeah.
comments because
Yeah. Well,
our
Willard's omnipotent,
listeners
so he should know.
will figure it out, I
Um,
suppose. So yeah, so this is just what I saw in that little shop, and that doesn't count all the other stuff like the biogel and the decon chamber, and
yeah.
but the the shop had the Monster Maroons, both the regular uniform and the field jacket from
Oh,
Wrath of
nice.
Khan. One thing that I noticed, again, I kept looking, I kept finding more and more stuff. If you notice behind the cashier lady who's talking to Tendi, is a pile, just like a mountain of red shirts, which is a really clever
Ah,
TOS
that's
reference.
funny.
They had TOS and motion picture uniforms.
Hmm.
They had one of the outfits from what I like to call Jogging Boner Planet,
Hmm.
from when Wesley was going to die.
I can think of
Um,
the name while you talk.
they had Angel One. No, it's
What
not
did they
Angel
have?
One. No, Angel. I'm
Oh,
thinking
Angel One.
Jogging
Not
Boner
Angel One.
Planet. What it's called,
Jogging Boner Planet. That's what I call it now. So I forgot the real title.
right? So,
Oh,
um,
when the bow breaks. No, that's
no, that's
coming
what we're
up.
going to see next. Yeah,
Uh, I'll keep working on it.
you keep working on it. It'll come when you stop thinking about it. They had one
Yeah.
of the old TOS Klingon uniforms with the gold sash and the black shirt. I believe they had the cap that Pike had in his quarters in the cage.
Oh
That
no
gray
way.
cap, which they brought
Oh.
back as part of the uniform for the Kelvin movies. Yeah, they had Kirk and Spock's fedoras from Piece of the Action in there. that I saw. They had, let's see, I had to turn the page for this.
Wow.
They had the Star Trek Six security helmets, which I always
Oh,
thought were
cool.
dumb and ugly. They had
Yeah, but it's cool that they had him on there.
Khan's broken delta that he wore around his neck on his chest in Wrath of Khan. It looks like they had Lurch's outfit from What Little Girls Are Made Of. I forget what his
Oh,
name was in
wow.
the episode, but it was the guy who played Lurch.
I
They
want to
had
say Lurch. Oh, no,
they had
Space Lurch.
Space Lurch, yes, Space
Yeah.
Lurch with his giant stalagmite dildo, which was the
Yeah,
biggest.
that
Yeah.
they got to hide that somewhere in one of the episodes somewhere. That's like the most infamous thing, I think. How did nobody know? Everybody knew.
All
They
right.
just
Oh,
didn't
they
say
all
anything,
know.
right?
They all know.
Like
Yeah.
they're holding them in the production photos. Like, look,
Yeah.
coming next week.
Literally.
Yeah,
They had the wheelchair from Too Short a Season. That $10,000 boondoggle wheelchair
I
was
missed
there.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, I got
yeah.
to go
And
back and watch
we
it
were
again.
just talking about that last week. So go back,
Yeah, how
watch
did I
our
miss
Too
it?
Short a Season review. And
Mhm.
I think that's all I wrote down because I just wanted to get on with the episode. But there was plenty more. I'm sure they were going to do many deep dives on many an internet show and website just
Trek
detailing what
Culture.
all of this is. So, but
Sean from Trek Culture, Sean Ferrick. Him and his team do this crazy, they call it cetacean observations. How
okay,
fitting for this. Where they go and they like everything that they can find possibly, and they tell you what it is and where it's from, which is really cool. I got to meet him in Vegas, got a photo with him. I was
awesome.
a little starstruck because I watch that all the time because I need to know. I haven't watched it yet for this one, but I
They
can't
do
wait.
the stuff about the ships too, right? I think I was watching a few of them
Oh,
last
yeah.
week. Yeah, I was
And they
just
do
lying
some
in bed
interviews.
watching. Sometimes I'll just lie in bed and watch stuff about ships in the Federation. And I got into like a deep dive about the design of the NX-01 and all that stuff. And I think I'd seen some of that before, where Drexler talks about like the pole that
Yep.
goes
He's
down
on
from the
there
bridge to
often.
the yeah, you know. But anyway,
Yeah.
worth the watch. Let's
What I
promote a
ship
show
is
that's
you and
not
me,
ours.
Chris. I
Well,
ship you and me,
yes.
Chris.
Oh, you got such a way with words. You've come since a long way
Uh,
since season one, episode one. You lower decker, you.
it's been. So I think this episode shows you what happens when you don't have O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how those memes say 99% effective and it's O'Brien and 100% effective, him and everybody else or whatever?
I
Yeah.
haven't seen them, but that makes it tracks. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they need an O'Brien. They don't have one. They're just like, I don't know.
Yeah, so like a lot of the stuff in this episode should have annoyed me, but it didn't. I mean,
I love when that happens.
we suddenly once again have the competent mariner back, someone that is Mackler is one of Boimler's ensigns. Why would they even have him? Is I feel like they put this cast list together before the final cut came out
Hmm.
because Mackler only played a zombie, from what I understand. So
Zombies. The zombies was what bumped me a little bit.
well, I mean, we can go on with that too, but I think
Yeah.
they explained it okay. But some of the stuff that should have annoyed me, again, Mariner is what she needs to be for the
Hmm.
episode. In this case, she wants to be a good Starfleet lieutenant, whatever they are now, lieutenant junior grade,
Yes.
and so she's really getting into it, and they're even making fun of her for being into it, and we need that for it to work on this Starbase 80 for her not to want to go back because she sees it as when she was at the height of her incompetence. So it's just okay. So that sets up convenient plot conflict right there. That should have annoyed me, but it didn't because I was just happy to see Mariner not being a jerk and not
I
being
think she looked cute in this
contrary
episode.
to be contrarian.
Contrarian, yeah. I
Yeah.
think she looked really cute in this episode. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You say so.
Linda says, "Great details, Chris. I wasn't paying that close attention. I'll have to do a rewatch."
Yeah, and of
Me
course
too.
they had all the old TOS com panels and all the TOS
That was so
elevators, the turbo
cool.
lifts. Yeah, so that was neat. Did you
2260s, I
notice
think they said.
2250s, 2260s? Yeah, it's
Something, yeah.
2260s is when the original series took place. So I gotta guess it's that.
Hmm.
The other thing that I noticed was in their warp core or whatever their main engineering room was,
Hmm.
the pipes that went up the core were the gold, blue, and red of the original series. So That was a
I
little
like it.
something too.
I saw those, and it reminded me of if you've been to the Jurassic Park ride. They had the same thing there all through the building, and it was because it was originally sponsored by, I think, Heinz. So it's supposed to be like ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise or something. I don't know.
Okay,
It reminded me of that.
sure that tracks. That's exactly the same.
Exactly the same, but it looked like that same. I loved. I think it was twice that Rutherford shouted out stuff. He's like, "Starbase 80, oh damn!" He said that again, cracked up, and then he said something like, "Oh, you're all on the ceiling" or something. It was just when he just shouts
Yeah.
out the obvious. I find it very humorous.
Well, that's the other thing that I expect, like in like normal Chris times, would annoy me is the fact, like, how would Starfleet let a station get so dilapidated the way this station is? Like, it's just not really possible. Like, what's the point of having this outpost except for comic relief and to? But it worked. It worked, I think, because they actually took time to write characters that were compelling on the station. And it's not just a bunch of miserable malcontents that are
Mm-hmm.
incompetent or just refuse competence because they feel like they're trapped there. It like the people on that station genuinely seemed like they lived there, like that's their community, and that I think that comes a lot down to Cassia's character, who I
Mm-hmm.
just who I just adored. I thought that she was a fantastic character. So
Fully
even
fleshed
that kind
out.
of stuff, like you would think that Starfleet would have continuity of care for all of its outposts, but didn't bother me. Didn't bother me.
The omnipotent Willer says he's one of the ensigns that was kidnapped a few episodes ago. Okay.
Okay,
In
he's
Shades of Green. Okay.
poor big guys.
Have to do a rewatch of
So
that
yeah, I
again.
know. I've been talking quite a bit here, but just between Easter, I feel like wow, a great episode of Lower Decks. I mean, and
It,
two really
it
good
was
ones
great.
in a row, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I think that's their
I'm,
goal, right?
I'm a little giddy. I'm a little giddy.
I have to say, I was when I saw the season preview, I was excited for the decon chamber and the gel thing. So that was kind of fun to watch. I would have liked maybe a longer scene there, but
Of course
it
you
was
would.
still
Yeah,
good to get. And it was funny, Ransom with the all the gel and stuff like
yeah,
that.
the more the better.
Yeah, it was
So
fun.
So I mean, it was nice. We got a little side quest with Ransom and
Hmm.
Captain Freeman. So maybe go into that because Jerry doesn't get to do much usually on these episodes. You
No,
know,
not enough for
so
who the quality of person he is.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I enjoyed that he was leaning into the whole gel thing, and I enjoyed
yeah.
that they just had any kind of Enterprise references at all. Quite frankly. So.
Yeah, this was probably the most so far. I think got the uniform and the gel. I thought this is where the episode was going to go originally, like a whole like Captain Freeman episode, because the Starbase 80 they kind of laid that out that in the other universe she was there.
Mhm.
So I thought it was going to be a bigger episode about her and just that, and maybe it wouldn't have been as good. But I think the balance they struck in this one was perfect.
Well, I think I can see a couple of things happening here. When they told her that she and her counterpart was at Starbase 80, they just automatically assumed it was a bad thing. But I think what
Right.
this episode shows us is that if Freeman actually gets to Starbase 80, and I'm just going to call it now, I think that's where she's going to wind up at the end of the series. It's there.
When
She's going to be there because she wants to be there so that she can fix it because they spent a lot of time fixing very obvious things just because they had like a working tricorder.
hmm
You know, do you see her getting off the Cerritos and onto
That would
Starbase
be a great
80?
ending, and like somehow Beckett takes over command.
No, Beckett doesn't need to take over command.
Boimler,
Yeah,
because he'll have the
Bradward.
beard.
We'll do Bradward.
Yeah,
Beardy
Bradward.
Brad. Beardy Brad.
Yeah. Linda says, "Did anyone notice the musical Easter eggs? I'm always listening for them, but I didn't hear anything that stood out this time."
The Easter eggs that I heard were TOS sound effects,
Mm-hmm.
especially when they went into the turbo lift. There was sound
Mm-hmm.
effects. What actually kind of upset me a little bit was the sound effects that they used when Freeman was fixing whatever system that Jakubowski asked her to
Yeah.
fix when they woke him up. They were actually next gen comm panel sounds,
Totally
not
next gen
TOS.
sounds, yeah.
Yeah, and I those sounds have burned into my brain because they were so annoying in First Contact when they're disengaging the deflector dish to stop the
Hmm.
Borg from calling the other Borg. I mean,
Hmm.
it's
As you do.
yeah, as you do. And then I
Hmm.
realized, like, once I realized how annoying those sounds were, it's the only thing I hear now on next gen. Like, I don't know about you.
They don't bother me.
Sound effects on TOS. My mom always said, she's like, this show is so noisy. There's always sound go, but whenever I hear that ambient bridge noise, it comforts me, and I love, I just like the tone of the sound
Hmm.
effects on the original series are kind of pleasing to the ear. They can be loud, they can be a little bit jarring, but they're never discordant, and I feel like all of the sound effects for the computers on next gen are just like these discordant it's like it's almost like a an alarm going off, like a on a clock
Like
radio.
clock radio alarm.
Yeah,
A
clock
little
radio.
bit, less so maybe, but
Less
I think I like
submarine,
both
more
because I
clock
grew up with
radio.
both. Didn't wasn't in one of the Star Trek soundtracks they put out? Didn't they have like that original series bridge sound for like 5 minutes or something?
Oh, maybe, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, I have that CD, whatever it is. I'm not sure what it is, but I know they did like the 10 hours on YouTube thing where you can just listen to it for 10 hours.
They have that also, the Back to the Future theme that just goes on a loop for 10 hours.
Really?
Oh, it's the greatest. I once woke up. I guess I was dreaming it. I woke up with
Mhm.
that going through my head, so I just put it on my phone was next to me, and I found 10 hours of the Back to the Future theme.
I did a 10-hour loop of Love Shack. It's on there on YouTube somewhere.
Wow,
B-52s.
I'm a
Yeah.
huge B-52s fan, and I
Love
don't know.
Shack, 10 hours.
I don't know if I could do
It
Love Shack
doesn't
for
get
10
old for a
hours.
couple, 3 hours.
Maybe Mesopotamia for 10 hours. That I might be on board with, but
There you go. I could work it out.
or Give Me
So
Back My Man. Oh my God, for 10 hours of that.
I don't know
That'd
that
be good.
one.
Oh, or Private Idaho. So I'm just going to start
Private
naming
Idaho.
B-52 songs now.
I'm here for it, man. Let's do it. Linda had mentioned about the whales earlier. I know I had read a Star Trek book called Dark Mirror. It was a TNG novel about the mirror universe, and
Mhm.
a dolphin, I think, was one of the main characters in it. That was actually in Cetacean, Cetacean
And
part
then
of the
did
Enterprise
did
D.
did Sequest TSV sue them for that, or
Yeah, because that would have been first, but no, I don't know. They always had Cetacean operate. What came first? I
they
don't know.
mentioned
87,
Cetacean Ops
89,
for
90?
the no, they mentioned Cetacean Ops, I believe, for the first time in
Next Gen, right?
Generations.
Oh,
I
Generations?
think it was the Generations film.
I think the Okudas had put it on the diagram, the main diagram of Enterprise D in engineering, I think. But I don't know when they did that.
All right. I mean, I can understand, but so I mean, it's so to me that's like such a weird, unexplored. I guess whales. We've established that whales are sentient,
And Aliens, yeah.
and they're not aliens, but the probe was speaking directly to them. They evolved on this. They're not aliens. They're not. But the
Right. Do we
probe
know, do we
from
know,
four from Voyage
so,
Home.
right, are the life forms on that probe just people who talk to the whales, or are they
Yes.
also whale people
No,
too?
I don't. They might.
Because they're in
I
a
guess we
tube.
never see them. Maybe they're those sort of like those whale blobs at the end of the last season of Disco, not season 5 or whatever it was, but season 4 with species 1031, or I don't even know,
Yeah.
10B, species 10B.
How do whales build starships? That's what I want to know.
Um, very carefully.
Very carefully.
I mean, if Bajorans can build wooden starships and get them off planet somehow, then
That's
why
true.
not? Why not whales? Right?
I like the callback to Identity Crisis with the Doctor, how he was like half Geordie Identity Crisis, blue.
Oh, is that what that was? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, remember
But
Geordie turned into like a glowing blue thing?
yeah. Oh, I forgot all about that.
Mark and
Okay.
Brian were on that episode. I don't know who they are.
I had to remember. All right, because I was I'm sorry, I'm fading a little bit. It's late.
That's fine.
I I could not place that reference. And I've seen that episode a couple of times, so
Mhm.
I'm sorry that I would have enjoyed it even more had I been able to make that connection.
Next time around. It's just funny because he said most people say it's not noticeable.
Right.
And we've all had something at one time or another that we hope people didn't notice. So that was just kind of funny.
Yeah.
I like that they grabbed him and Chad at the end.
Bum, 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 bum,
Corn
bum,
dogs,
bum,
man.
bum, 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 bum.
Bum 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 bum. What else
So
happened? This was funny. I liked. Sorry, I'm eating a corn dog.
this
I'm
is going to be
hungry.
wonderful for people listening on the podcast feed.
So they went to a water planet. That's why the whales were able to go on an away mission. I love that.
Yeah, but I guess that then that's where they got their infestation or whatever it was.
Yeah, like that glob of slime that infected them or something.
So this just again, I just don't understand why cetacean ops is necessary to go to warp drive. We didn't have cetacean ops on Enterprise Bloody A, Bloody B that we could tell,
Mm-hmm.
or even TOS era or Pike era.
Well,
Like
maybe.
where all of a sudden we need cetacean ops for a ship to be able to go to warp. Like you can't get coordinates otherwise. That seems to be a flaw.
It
Like
doesn't make sense.
what if the whale's sick that day? Oh, the whale was sick that day, and look what
Yeah.
happened.
I always, well, here's the way I thought of it, and I could be wrong, but that now that universal communicators work and whales and dolphins have a spoken language, they're actually working on that with AI. I've watched a couple things about it. They're
Yeah,
really close
I
to
listened.
understanding
I
them.
listened to a radio show about that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I can't wait till we can, they're probably going to be jerks or whatever, just wanting fish. But I think they're just Starfleet's inclusive, and if they want to come along with them and sign up for Starfleet, they make it possible. But I don't think it's necessary because with the computer and stellar cartography and the navigation, you don't need the cetaceans. But I mean, if that's like their thing, why not have them do it if they're there wanting to serve for Starfleet, right?
No, I get it, but then why do you need them to go to warp safely? Just because reasons, because
Well,
plot.
I think the reason it was broken wasn't because of that. I think it was because of whatever they were sending out. That might have broke it. That was my guess when I watched it.
All right, I still just don't understand why we need cetacean ops at all, quite frankly. So
Well, they throw great parties.
I guess, but it's not like the choo choo crew, whatever it is.
Choo choo, yeah. No, never the third chew.
Mhm.
But what I liked about that whole thing was I lost my train of thought. I think it's 2 a.m.
Yeah, it might be. I think. Are you making fun of me? I think you're
No,
making
not
fun
at
of
all.
me.
Not at all. What
Oh my
else?
goodness. Yeah. No.
So they don't have replicators. That's why everything broke because they can't have a tricorder if they don't have a replicator. And I guess they just don't know how to fix the replicators. But couldn't they just go somewhere and get a replicator?
And how is this station that has not been updated since 2267 have a part that is even remotely compatible with the Cerritos? Are they lying about that? I guess not, because Cerritos does leave eventually. So
I think it's
again,
possible.
a lot of this should have pissed me off because it should have been because show. That's what everything in this, every little plot point in this is because show.
It's
Yet
just
it works.
it just fell through the cracks, right? That's what's going on there. I know working in restaurants, you go to at least the company I worked for. There was when I was younger, there was like state of the art kitchens that were gorgeous and beautiful, $1 million kitchens, and then you'd go to the next one that looked the same from the outside, but you'd go in there and it would be like a bamboo kitchen from a Chinese restaurant from 40 years ago, like that they just like slapped a different name on the building,
I
and
think
fixed
it
the outside, but the kitchen was broken and nothing worked.
in the socialist Starfleet would be a little bit more centralized. And anyway, I don't know. I don't know.
What about a Mariner ends up there? Because she's the one that didn't want to go there no matter what. She was like, shoot me in the face. But like everybody's chill and relaxed and stuff. What if she ends up being like the first officer or the commander of Starbase 80?
I don't know. I think that maybe I feel like somebody's going to wind up there. Why would they give it such a good treatment if it's going to be just a one off? I feel like we're going to come back to these characters somehow, somewhere, and I have the
I would love
feeling
it.
it has all of it has to do with Clem. So, I mean, we hadn't discussed this yet, but the fact that we had this alien parasite, whatever it wasn't really parasite, but it was the anaphasic consciousness, the anaphasic alien.
A young anaphasic life
Yeah.
form.
So anaphasic to me seems like that means they live in sort of like quasi-dimensional space, right?
Sure.
So they're saying they said something to him at the end of the episode where, oh, you're just a kid. Maybe you can do something about your parents, or you're older. And he said, oh, I hope not. They're kind of dicks. I think I think that Clem and his kind, whatever they turn out to be, are going to be what's causing the rifts.
Oh, that
That's
would be
what
a
I
good.
think.
That would be a good
Right.
bringing it all
So,
together.
because it's a good time to bring it in, we're right
Mhm.
smack dab in the middle of the season. You introduce a new crew that is actually very likable in a very fleshed out environment of Starbase 80. They're coming back. They're coming back in some capacity. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to be.
And if we don't count your theory, there was nothing in this episode that was about the anomalies and the holes in space and stuff. So that might be what it was.
Yeah, maybe,
That
maybe.
was kind of refreshing. I was kind of dreading another like 3 minute segment at the beginning of some anomaly somewhere. I was like, okay, we get it. There's stuff happening.
Oh, Willard's schooling us on cetacean ops. I guess that's what makes him omnipotent. He
He's
writes
omnipotent.
that Terceops, bottlenose dolphin, crew facility sign can be seen close. Oh yeah, thank you for putting it up. Can be seen close to a holodeck entrance in We'll Always Have Paris, and the perfect mate. In yesterday's Enterprise, Dr. Joshua Kim was ordered to the cetacean ops on Enterprise T.
Yeah,
So,
often talked about, but never shown until I think this,
all right.
until Lower Decks. Yeah, but in the books it worked because that dolphin. I mean, they typed out like e, and you're supposed to understand it, but then they translate it for you, luckily. But that's a good book. Dark. What is it? Dark something.
Dark Mirror,
That's it.
Dark Matter.
A mirror darkly? No, that's a different one. Damn it. You know what I liked about Cassia? She was an Elorian, but a young Elorian, so she's just normal. What are you like 500? No, I'm 39 or whatever she said. That's funny. I love how they just do that with everything. They just turn stuff on its head.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's a lot of fun, and um, I think that I guess if you're going to have cetacean ops, make them an integral part of the show, and still have it be funny when the doctor came and he said, "Just a good old head bonking sometimes is what you need." And then they
That was
they come
funny.
back and they're like, "What'd you do?" Oh, really hard doctory stuff.
Hard doctory stuff. Yep.
Right.
Ah, okay. Well, before we do our final thoughts and ratings for Lower Deck Season 5, Episode 5, Starbase 80? Do you have any trick and tells, or do we do, what do we do next? Trivia?
Let's see where we're at. Well, the
I still don't
47
have my trivia cards.
episode crush. We need the episode
Episode
crush.
crush. My episode crush was 100% um, Nicole Byer. Whoop, sorry, eating. Nicole Byer as Cassia Knox. I really enjoyed her character, and I thought she was cute, and I thought she was fun. I thought she was smart. She's the one that figured it out. So I like smart chicks.
I
Your
don't do
episode
it.
crush.
I don't do episode crushes on lower decks, but I'm making an exception, and my episode crush is your episode crush.
Yes,
Yeah,
there was something just good about her character. I loved it.
yeah, just a
It was
fantastic
great.
character. So,
Yeah, and I wanted it to be Tendy because of the gel and the decon chamber, but uh, yeah, no.
yeah,
Cassia
well,
was just it for me this time. What was your favorite part of the episode? There's so many parts to like.
I mean, I just like the way it unfolded. The comedy was probably my favorite part of the episode. I laughed out loud several times in this episode, which I don't frequently do in lower decks. Like a character like Chad would normally just drive me up a wall, but even he worked. He was just so funny, and
Chad was funny.
he lives to Chad another day or whatever. I mean,
Oh, let me chat another day.
I think
Because he
that,
had
I
one
mean,
poor dog
just
left.
the comedy and the combination of comedy and Easter eggs, the two things that, can be always be dicey with me on Lower Decks, they all just worked perfectly in this one. So,
I think I might be having an effect on you. Maybe hanging out with me, you're losing some IQ points, and you're
could
finally
be,
enjoying the show.
could be,
It
yeah.
might be a thing. It might be a thing.
What's your favorite part of the
Uh,
episode?
that's difficult. Just the whole thing. It's like I can't narrow it down. The characters, Stephen Root, that was great. That's probably what I popped for the most. But I just like, oh man, the Enterprise uniforms. I'm gonna go with it. Nope, decon chamber. Nope, the whole thing.
Okay. Wait, you know
The
what?
whole
We
thing.
kind of we glanced over because you lost your train of thought. So I'm going to bring you back.
Okay,
We were
thank you.
talking about stuff and how much we loved it and all this, but you said there was one thing that bumped you, and then you said it was the zombie thing.
The
So
zombie thing.
what is it? What is it about the zombie thing that bumped you?
Until we found out what the zombie thing was, I was like, we just did that, in season 1, episode 1 of Lower Decks, Second Contact, because they were black tar zombies. Remember? And I was
Was
like,
that season? That wasn't episode 1, was it?
I think it was the one me and you and Allison just talked about,
I
wasn't
don't
it?
remember the black tar zombies in that. No, that was when they were eaten by the worms and my bones hurt.
Yeah, that was episode 1.
Okay, yeah, but I don't think that was the black tar zombie one.
No?
Anyway, who cares?
Well, Rutherford was on a
It's
date.
irrelevant.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I was like, we already did zombies, and the animation looked almost the same. Like they just pulled out the zombie animation from people and just made the layer with the black tar stuff clear.
Well,
So I don't know.
the
No.
glowing green eyes reminded me of Tommy Knockers. So
Oh, I haven't seen that. Any good?
no, I just read it. The all the aliens in that book cast a sickly green glow somehow when they do the mind control stuff. So
Interesting.
anyway,
Is that a Stephen King?
Yeah, Stephen
Like
King.
Stephen King. Haven't read that. Haven't read that.
So,
All right. I'm looking for my. I don't have my. You're gonna have to ask me.
I'll ask you. No big deal. We just spent a lot of time asking John too.
Oh, that's true.
So there we go. Oh, you're gonna know this because
I will find them.
You're a giant Voyager head. What designation is given to the 29th century Borg created in the Voyager episode Drone?
Is it 1?
Just one. You got it. I have you for 3,
Woo!
and the first answer is 1. I hope
Yay!
the second answer isn't 2.
You got me for 3 questions.
What romantically involved couple encounters a, quote, time jumping Captain Picard in the Next Generation episode All Good Things, Part 1?
If you read Imzadi Part 2, you would know about this.
Well, I saw All Good Things. I already know the answer.
Okay, Deanna Troy.
Mm-hmm.
Deanna Troy. And Worf.
Worf. Yes.
And they go, what's the date? What's the date? And they go, and Worf goes, Stardate 47988.
It's not too late. Go, get that goose in the window. To whom is Star Trek The Undiscovered Country dedicated?
Star Trek The Undiscovered Country is dedicated to Gene Roddenberry. No.
It is. It is. You got it. You got it right. You got it right.
Okay,
I'm
Star
going to
Trek
stop you
4
right there.
Yeah, Star Trek 4 was the Challenger crew. Star Trek
Right.
6, Gene Roddenberry. Got it.
Gotcha.
I got 3 for 3.
3 for 3. You've redeemed yourself.
Woo! It's the beef hot dogs. My brain can think again.
I'm telling you. Jesus, that's disgusting.
What do we do now, Chris?
Trek and tell. What's your Trek and tell? I don't have one. I wasn't able to go to the attic and grab my my ornaments. So
Ornaments yet? So, if you saw the last one, which was too short a season, I showed my Beverly Crusher Hallmark keepsake ornament
yes.
that I'm in love with. I might marry if it's legal. But that was from 2024.
It says right there on the box.
This one I picked up from
Yes.
2023. I just got it about the same time as I got Beverly. But I got this half price because it's from a year ago.
Ah.
And it is Badgie.
Oh my goodness, they made a badgie ornament, huh? I have to think
So
like
it's
now that
Badgie and
they
Goodie,
have,
I think, or Badgie angry and Badgie happy. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe it's double sided.
Yeah, there's two of them, I think, or double sided. I'm not sure.
But I
Like
gotta
I
think.
would.
I used to go to Hallmark stores to look at these, and this is when they had just the original series, and then they started branching out into all of the next gen universe series. And now they have Lower Decks, and they have Strange New Worlds, and they have Picard, and they have Discovery. I mean, are there disco ornaments? Are there like I got to think the wall of Star Trek ornaments in the Hallmark store is now like half a wall. It's just too
Our
much.
local Hallmark store closed, and you just got to go to the website now. So apparently, let me do it for this camera. There's two of them: Evil Badgie and Happy Badgie.
All right. Cool.
So, yeah, there's two of them. So that's not bad. I think I paid like $13 for the two, so that's
Sweet.
not bad.
Matt would have
Yeah.
loved them.
So yeah. Oh yeah, he had a Badgie something. I forget what. Of course, I got a Badgie back there.
I was gonna say you got a plush, right?
Yeah, I got the plush from Target. Anything Badgie, Rennie gave me the directive. Like anything Grogu, I buy her, and anything Badgie. So
Okay.
she'll be excited to see those. So yeah,
Awesome.
that's my Trek and Tell. I think it's going to be a Star Trek Christmas tree this year.
Should I just grab some perfunctory book off the shelf, or can we just skip it?
It's up to you.
I have this book.
Did you open Imzadi
I
yet?
hear
Because
it's
we
really
got to
good,
start
but
our book club.
it's still wrapped up. So
What if you open it?
no,
Open it and
we're
smell
gonna
it. You might
we'll
get the
do
smell and go like get a taste for it.
we'll do an unveiling video for it. We'll do an
Okay.
unboxing video and an uncellophaning video.
So the
We're
omnipotent
gonna
Willard,
invent
Linda,
we're
everyone,
gonna invent the
Captain Charles.
uncellophaning video. So
We'll all read it at the same time and then we'll talk about it. How's that
yes,
sound?
sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. So
Yeah, I think we should read it within the first season or so of Next Gen.
is it,
Speaking of Next Gen, what are we talking about next time?
well, don't we have to do some final thoughts and ratings?
We have to do some final thoughts and ratings first, Chris. You're skipping ahead.
Yeah, you're skipping ahead.
I'm
No,
always
you're
skipping all
skipping
around.
ahead.
I'm unstuck in time. This is what happens. You know this about me.
You told me that I needed to mark up the rundown so you didn't screw it up as much, but you don't even
Yeah, I
look
need
at
it
the
color
rundown.
coded.
No, you
I need
don't.
it color coded.
No, you just need to pay attention.
Pay attention.
Just pay
Yeah,
attention.
one of the two, whichever's easiest.
So,
Okay.
I think
Who's your
the
episode crush? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, I'm going to
Uh,
bed.
do we tell people what to go do with themselves before we do the final thoughts and ratings?
No, we do our final thoughts, then we tell people what they think and how they can
Okay,
contact us.
I'll go
There's
first
a
this time.
logical flow here when I make up these rundowns. Just
I love
freaking
it.
follow the rundown.
It's good we're prepared. Okay, now I got to go
Oh,
up to
you
my objects.
son of a gun.
My
So
objects. Where's my objects?
So your final
my show
thoughts
notes.
and my final thoughts. Who wants to do their final
Okay,
thoughts first?
I'll do it first, and I'll let you do it best after me.
Okay.
I just thought this was a fun episode. It made me happy and sad at the same time because I so enjoyed it. I even enjoyed it better the second time because the first time I was really just like popping for the cool stuff and the jokes, but the second time I was really able to enjoy the overall story, and it really had a good story this time.
Hmm.
And it made me sad because we've only got 5 more episodes left, and I disagree with that reality, and I'm substituting my own and saying somewhere sometime we're going to get more seasons of this. So
All right.
I'm going to give Starbase 80 5 signature stinks.
Okay. There we go. Well, I agree with you as far as just the caliber of the episode was way up there. I even felt that this one had sort of a meaning, moral message to Rob, the
Do
Mission Rob
tell.
guys.
Do tell.
It was sort of the don't judge, go see something firsthand. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
spent the entire episode basing their hatred or whatever, their trepidation about Starbase 80 on an assumption that Freeman made, just because she heard an errant thing in an alternate universe. And also on Beckett's experiences, but she was not the same person. I mean, let's put it this way. If there was something wrong with Starbase 80 or Beckett Mariner, and you had to choose who to trust, I would trust Starbase 80 all the time, especially that version of Beckett from back then. So even though they were trying to make the character better or whatever, I'm just not a Beckett fan, as you know. But that being said,
Scott Beckett, Sam
all this
Beckett,
goes
Sam
down
Beckett.
to they get onto the station and they actually communicate with the people, and they realize that it's maybe not the station's fault. Maybe the station has just been, like you said, left behind, caught through. All they need is a little TLC, like just Rutherford fixing stuff, like the gravity plating, like Freeman fixing whatever the things that she fixed with Jagabowski, and then they do another thing
Bats and
down in the
Dragons.
basement. Yeah, they're capturing the bats. That was funny. I always thought they were the it was the bat that
Yeah, yeah, from Enterprise, A
from
Night in Sick Bay.
Enterprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
not really sure if it was supposed to be that, but it's a nice homage. And just going through and understanding an other instead of just labeling it as something and writing it off. I think we have too much of that right now, deliberately, so that we can monger up fear to get autocrats into power. It
Preach.
was nice to see the Star Trek ideal of communication and understanding taking center stage at the end of the episode. Even with Clem, instead of it being like an alien that we had to kill, it's an alien that we had to subdue, but we get to understand its motivations, which weren't ulterior. It was just what it was trying to do to communicate. And that to me reminds me of the best of TOS and Next Gen, like Devil in the Dark, or
Mhm.
on Next Gen, especially a lot in the first season. I've said this before, where you
No kill
think
eye.
that what you would do is fire on the alien, and Picard is always like, no,
Hmm.
and to the point where it's jarring to me sometimes because there's just the way these things progress on TV, and they're always subverting it on Next Gen to say, no, let's go further and communicate more. Let's talk it out. And if it doesn't work, let's talk it out again. And then that becomes like Next Gen. Let's just talk in purple chairs around a curvy table a lot,
I like it.
you know. But it's got that Star Trek ideal. So I really enjoyed that. I really thought that that was a nice way for them to come out of this episode. It's not a sincerity that we often get to see on Lower Decks. That's all. So, so I
I
guess I'm
appreciate you telling me that. I'm gonna bump mine up 2 more points.
yeah, I guess I'm gonna give this one 5 cute Elorians out of 5.
I'll take it. Wow. So I think perfect score. Wow, I had not even considered that. I just enjoyed the story and I didn't see the hidden message in there, but you're so right. We're so often scared of like the other or things we don't know yet. Like I think with Serenity and I were so scared to go to New York City because all these things you hear about it, and we spent days in there, and everybody was so nice and kind and
Yeah,
fun,
the city
and
is awesome. It's awesome. Most people on Long Island are afraid of New York City because all they do is read the fucking New York Post and we're live,
and
or
we're live.
it's just like you got to get out and experience. Most places are
Exactly.
wonderful. Most places you go are just wonderful.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
So they were scared of Starbase 80, but they experienced it, and they were like, "No, we'll stick around, help you out. This will be great. Everybody's
You
cool."
Yeah, and it just occurred to me
I
that
love
we
that.
didn't really talk about the Akamarans. Someone is going to have to tell us what the Akamarans are. We'll read it on the feedback from the next episode. But
Yeah, that we'd appreciate that. That'd be great. But
yeah, and
wow, yes, I like the episode even more after you explained that to me. Thank you so much.
well, awesome. So if those of you out there listening want to tell us who the Akamarians are, if you want to point out more Easter eggs, if you want to point out the meanings, moral messages that you saw in the episode, did you hate the episode? Is there anyone out there that hated the episode? You can tell
Possible.
us down here below in the comments. That's youtube.com/AtterExploration. You can tell us on our main hub of discussion, which is our Patreon site. That's patreon.com/TrekExploration. You can Instagram us at TrekExplorationPod. You can follow us on TikTok. I guess maybe can you comment there? I don't know. It's at
I don't know how it works.
TrekExploration.
You just
You
dance. We go there and dance. That's all I know.
send us an email, treksplorationpod@gmail.com. Call us on the phone and give us your lengthy diatribe about why this episode sucks at 707-847 6682. You can also tell us why it's good.
Yeah.
Get us on the P.O. Box. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. Snail mail, people. Snail mail. They still have snail mail at Starbase 80, believe it or not. And as always, if you do comment, we will more than likely use your comments on an upcoming episode of Trexploration. And speaking of upcoming episodes, we're doing a couple of things upcoming. What are we doing first?
For next gen, we're doing When the Bell Breaks. Now, that's the one with the kids and Wesley Crusher, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because it started and it's got Inspector Luger from Barney Miller in it, I think.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm,
I think
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
that'll be
mm-hmm.
good. Yeah, looking
Or
forward to
is
that
it- no,
one.
he
Any-
would be he no he would be 1,000 in this because he was also in Dagger of the Mind.
Maybe it's Abe Vigoda.
Maybe it's Abe Vigoda. Maybe it is.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Fish.
so we got When the Bell Breaks, and we also have season 5, episode 6 of Lower Decks called "Of Gods and Angels." That reminds me of a fan film that had Charlie X in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I don't know what the exact title is, but it must be something similar to that.
And I believe Alan Ruck was in there, and he reprised his role as Captain Harrison. Is he Harrison?
I don't know. That information isn't here till Tuesday. So,
Enterprise B. Ah, I see what you did there.
are you one of those people? Are you one of those people that eat the little piece of cornbread on the end of the stick?
I have had maybe 3 corn dogs in my entire life. So yes,
You haven't eaten corn dogs till you had Chad's corn dogs. I'm just saying.
I would go all the way to Starbase 80. I would brave those Denobulan lice just to have Chad's corn dogs in some chunky sauce.
Heck yeah. All right. So I think that's it. So thank you to everyone who joined
Thank
us
you
live.
who joined us. Yes, thank
And,
you for your comments.
We'll, I think that's it. I think it's 17 in the morning.
Yeah.
So for Trexploration, I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And we'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye-bye. And I love you so much. Beautiful Serenity Lynn. And then I show this because this is one of my favorite books.
Oh, you don't need to show that.
I love showing that. That's the good book. You carry it everywhere. It gives you strength through the sharing. Ooh. This is the crossover we need. We don't deserve it, but we need it. Beverly Crusher and Badgie.
All she's got to do is find the right candle. It'll take care of itself.
I love Sub Rosa. Spoilers. I'm the one person.
Right? I'm sure there's one person out there that loves Too Short a Season. So
Can you imagine?
you all exist somewhere.
You all, everybody. You really haven't watched Gilmore Girls at all?
No, but why are you singing? You're singing Charlie's song from Lost.
From
You
Lost.
all,
Man, I'm all
everybody.
mashed up in there. I'm all mashed up.
Everybody, you know how I got that though. I just got it. That's it.
You just got it. That's why we flow. All right. So we're going to go. Everybody watching live, thank you so much. The Unlimited Willard. Linda, I think Big D was watching with us too. I'm not sure. He might have went to sleep. He said he was going to watch, but we
Thanks,
started
guys.
late. Thank you so much.
Sorry we started so late. The reading of foreknowledge went on for a little while,
Yeah.
but it was good. It was.
And
good.
that's we got
Started
one more of
late.
those to go, and then so after that it won't be as late.
Yep. And
All right,
remember,
we'll see you next
Friday,
time,
gang.
everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Nighty night, rabbits.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, and it does go live for like 5 seconds after we're